Hey you guys, my name is Taqueshia. This is our Freedom Song, and the garden is in full bloom right now. I'm talking about it's jungle mode up in here. Like it is very, very beautiful. I'm so excited to update you guys. I know it's been a while. I'm so sorry about that. Listen, we've had so much rain. I've tried to come out in between rain pours and get stuff done. Like it is wild, this weather. I'm like, I don't really remember it raining like this last year. And so in between our downpours, I would try to come out and get one or two garden tasks done. It's been a very slow process, y'all, because it's not just rain, it's thunder, it's lightning, and so it's hot. I'm like, man, am I just what's happening here? I really feel like I'm not optimal right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the heat. I don't know if it's just getting older and being in the heat. But we have definitely accomplished some things. One, which was getting our tomatoes nice and trellised, y'all. I waited way too long to trellis up these tomatoes, and with all of the rain and the humidity, that is not a good combination for tomato plants. And so they were looking really, really rough. So I did trellis them, and then I did a hard prune on them. So hopefully they get some nice airflow and they can produce some very beautiful and healthy tomatoes. Was also able to clean up our onions. So a while back, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, was able to harvest the onions. It wasn't what I wanted, but it's still food. And so I had them drying in the greenhouse on our shelves. And so what I did was I just cleaned them up a little bit. I cut the tops off, I cut the roots off, and maybe the top layer if it was really dirty, and clean those up. And so now they are nice and clean and ready to be used. Also tried to run out when I could and harvest some of our tomatoes because it's tomato season, y'all. That's so exciting. And it is exciting to see them start to just pop up everywhere. Today I'm actually going to be pulling out our corn bed, y'all. It did not go the way I hoped. It was going really well. Like everything was growing so beautifully, so healthy. Once the rain started coming every single day, I don't know, the corn just started to die. So I don't know if it was just too wet or if there's some type of bug pest damage. This is my first time with this experience, and so I don't know yet. I'm going to have to assess the damage when I really get in there and pull it out. I did start some corn though, so I started some more from seed, and I started it in my seed trays because I tried to start some corn in the blue bed probably like a couple weeks ago, and it was so sporadic. Like the amount of corn that popped up was like a handful of corn, which is so weird. I just thought that was super strange, and I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it was the type that I planted, but that's a no-go. And so I'm going to try yet again because I really want to have some corn to grow and for us to be able to enjoy it. And so this will be my third attempt at a different variety, and so I'm really excited about the possibility of it growing. I'm hopeful. Only is this so sporadic, y'all, but look, it is getting eaten up. Like I don't even know what is even eating these corn leaves. Like it's just crazy. I did not experience this in the other bed at all, but we'll keep it moving. I'm gonna leave these and let them stay where they are. I don't know how well they'll do since they don't have rows, but I'm just gonna leave these and I'm gonna plant around them. Full-size tomatoes were accidentally planted in the green stalk, so I took them out and popped them in this bed once I saw that the corn wasn't really happening. And I'm also going to put some more tomatoes in this bed that I've been propagating in the house from just other ones that I've pruned that were really healthy, and I stuck them in some water, and so they're ready to come out. So I'm also going to be planting those in this bed as well. Don't make it like this one, but I still planted it because these were green, and you can see they've already turned color. So I'm gonna pull this plant today because these are already blushing, and I could just set those in the house and they will continue to ripen. So I feel like it's done its job, and I'm going to replace this one. I do see some cucumbers that need to be harvested. So if you look up there, that big one, I'm leaving it because it got too big to like actually do anything. It is a hybrid, so I know that I'm not going to be able to keep the seeds from it, which is so crazy. But I do see so many of these cucumbers. And you know what? The cucumber bug does not mess with this. Like it's been messing with the squash, but as far as this specific variety, y'all, it is not trying to eat it, which means we get to eat it. Let's pop that off. This one right here is a little big, but I'm just gonna dice it up and make a really delicious cucumber salad. I think that would be good, maybe with some of the tomatoes. What I'm finding as far as tomatoes, even in the green stalk, the ones that actually are compact and can grow well in here, they still need a little bit of support. And I know that green stalk has like some support, like trellises that you can put in. I don't have any of those, and I've never used them, but what I did is I just took a piece of bamboo and stuck it in the front so it wouldn't lean over, because I'll show you, I had some that did that, especially during the storm and how crazy everything was. I actually had to bind up a broken stem. Over here you could see that this was snapped over because it definitely needed some type of trellising. So I would say going forward, I would definitely know that ahead of time to just have some type of trellising, to get some of the ones from GreenStalk, or have some type of bamboo, small bamboo that's dedicated for the GreenStalk to use. And so what I did is I just used a clip, which is also a good thing. It comes in handy. It's just one of those plant clips, and I just have it around here, and I put it right here on the pocket right above it. And so, but as you can see, these tomatoes are beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest these. They're really beautiful. It's kind of matching my nails, y'all. That's cool. I can make a really vibrant summer salad with some of these purple green beans, white cucumber, and yellow tomatoes. So beautiful, right? Okay, so let's talk about the corn, y'all. I'm so sad. I'm sad, but I'm also grateful because I still have time to try again. Yeah. I can't even begin to understand what exactly happened. I'm going to be careful pulling everything out because I do have zinnias growing in this bed as well. And we do have some squash growing in this bed that was attacked by the boar, but it's still growing. So I'm going to think about that as I go. So I'm actually going to grab my mosquito suit real quick because they're out here trying to take my life, even though I'm covered in lemongrass, y'all. Covered. So since I was already going inside, I decided, well, it's the perfect time to go ahead and have lunch. I put them in a bowl and I used lemon juice, a little bit of vinegar, some olive oil, and some salt to make a quick vinaigrette type dressing for y'all, and it was so delicious. It is a win, fresh from the vine, straight to our bellies. Okay, I'm back, y'all, and I got this mosquito suit on. It is hot. I should have checked the weather before I came back to y'all, but it is just hot out here, and I'm not super excited about the humidity and the heat right now, if I'm just being honest. But there are things that I need to take care of, so I just need to go ahead and do that. But this is how I am doing it in my mosquito suit, trying to protect myself. I need to put some gloves on and I will be fully covered. It's an onion. It's like there's an onion in there. I didn't even realize it. Yay. You can see, this is what I'm looking at. So it's like just undeveloped. It was like almost there. That's the thing. And then it just died back. Look at that. So interesting. It was almost there. I'm so confused. Unless that was just the end and I was supposed to harvest it at that point and I just let it sit there too long. That's possible. Okay, so I'm actually really okay. I know that it's sad, but I planted this corn as an experiment to see if it could be done. I did plant 2 different varieties in this bed that had 2 different harvest times. One was a 65-day variety and one was an 85-day variety. Someone said that I wasn't supposed to do that, but it was already done. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. Although my 65-day variety died. It died before my 85-day variety even started to get tassels. So I don't think that was it. It looks like the corn just stopped growing. Some of them look like, you know, they started to get some kernels and then they just stopped. And so I don't really know why that is. I actually have more corn growing already in another section that I'll show you, but I have corn growing over there. So I'll see like how that is. And like I said, I'm going to replant more corn that I just planted in those trays a couple days ago, because we have such a long growing season. And typically the ones that I've seen can take up to 85 days, which we still have 85 days left in our gardening season this spring and summer. So we have 222 days of planting. From our first frost to our last frost is 222 days. And so I do have plenty of time to try different varieties, to see, you know, what I could do different, you know, change locations. I will be planting all of the same variety in the beds to just like make sure that I am you know, eliminating that possibility, because it's reasonable. It's not unreasonable what was said. And so I am going to be planting the same variety and going to be replanting soon. And so I'm still feeling pretty good. So this is 3 beds. So now I have 3 beds that's pretty much needing to be planted out. And so I just have to really zone in on what I'm going to plant. If I'm going to plant corn again right there in that bed, or if I'm going to switch the corn. I really think I'm going to plant it right there in that bed, just because it gets more sun than this other space, because there's no trellis over this bed. I know that corn is something that really loves the heat, and so I don't want to plant it in a shady area. So with that being said, I am probably just going to plant there again once the seeds and little start to germinate. I'm going to pop them in that bed, and then we're going to see what happens. Okay, I wanted to bring you over here to show you these corn stalks right here that are just looking so glorious. Like, they just are looking really good, and they are in a little bit of shade, and so far so good. But we'll see what happens. This is growing right next to our butternut squash, and so I don't have any other thing growing in this bed. What was growing in this bed was garlic, and then I planted the corn when I harvested the garlic. And ooh, there's a cucumber. I'm actually filling my pockets with cucumber. Actually, I think I have 2 in here right now. 2 beauties. This is a Katrina cucumber. No, actually this is not. This is Bet Alpha. And then this is a pickling cucumber. Getting it as I go. I actually planted corn right next to this bed as well. It's a little smaller than that, but it's not being chewed on. So, you know what? We're just gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. This trellis right here has really continued to fill out, even though it was attacked by the boar. It's not, like, it still looks really good. The leaves aren't so crazy, and it's bored in more than one spot, even up the vine. And so it's so pretty, and it gives so much shade. The vine right here has completely died, so I'm gonna go ahead and harvest these beautiful squash. I think there's 3 of them. I now have this whole entire bed to plant in. And so I really have to go ahead and decide what I'm going to plant in this bed, as well as I know I'm going to plant the corn in the corn bed, but I do have more space in that bed right there to plant. And so I just have to think about what I want to plant at this point. My goodness, these grapevines are giving me so much shade, so much needed shade. I was really hot underneath that whole, it's mesh, but y'all, I don't know, something about it, something about something being over your face. It's like automatically can't breathe. But these grapevines are, man, this area right here is such a reprieve area in the garden. I could just put a chair right here and just sit here and be perfectly happy. Because it's so cool right here. So yeah, like I would love to know your suggestions. I do have some red okra that I want to plant. I have those seeds. I have more pumpkin that I want to plant, but I was thinking I was going to plant that on the other side. I have a handful of things that I want to sow again, but as far as this area, maybe I'll do cucumber up that trellis. I don't really know. As far as like, you have to be mindful of the life cycles of these different types of bugs that are trying to attack the garden. So I might have to wait a little bit longer to plant pumpkins, so that they don't get attacked by the vine borer, you know, because that's what happened on the other side. Oh, I see another cucumber. Now that I don't have my mask on, I see something that I need to actually harvest. Because these cucumbers, man, these cucumbers, you really have to get them. I also see lots of tomatoes over here that I need to harvest. And so I do have things that I still very much so need to harvest. Ew. And I've been seeing a lot of bugs. Oh my goodness, these are so delicious. And another thing that is like more prevalent this year that wasn't like this last year is all of the spider webs. You really have to watch where you're going, because they be like, this whole area is mine. And I'm like, no, it's not. Move your web. Okay, I have to show you guys these beautiful beans. So I think I had one bean left of this that I planted. And so I actually planted it to grow it to make more beans, y'all. I wanted to make more beans so I could have more seeds to plant. But they're so beautiful. They're really purple. Let me give you an up close. Y'all, look at this. I just picked another pod, and this is sprouting inside of the pod. That's how wet it's been. It's been so wet that the seeds inside of the pod are sprouting. That's wild, right? You can see I have another one there and another one. So I'm probably just gonna have to plant these. I have 4 in my hands right now that's sprouting already. But they're so pretty. They're like this lavender color and this dark purple. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Well, that is it for today, guys. I need to do a garden tour like really soon. Thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me. I know it's been a while, it's been a break, but I've been, like I said, sporadically coming into the garden as well, just because of the rain and the humidity, you know, all the things. We're just trying to hang in there, y'all. It ain't even July yet. Come on now. I need to build up some type of strength, because it ain't even July yet. But I'm going to have a break, and then I'm going to come back out and finish my garden chores. But thank you so much for hanging out with me in the garden. Until next time, friends.